What is up? It is your boy Trader Main here. Sorry for no stream today. I feel like shit. Just don't have the energy to fucking put it on for you guys. So we're gonna just do a quick video update here. Stream will be back on Wednesday. Let's get into it. So as I discussed on Friday's video or Thursdays or whatever day it fucking was, we've nailed the majority of this move. And really that is our goal. Every single week, any type of trade we're trying to take, if price is moving from, range low to range high, you don't have to long this, even though we basically did, and short or close right here. If you can get the meat of the move, you've crushed, right? If you can get 60, 70, 80% of the move, you've crushed. And that's exactly what we did. We took our first long, we took our second long, and we secured our profit. I don't care that if we could have traded up to here, I'm not going to risk giving back all the money that I had made from here to here for an extra 1 to 2% when I already caught, 10% of the move. So if the total move was 12%, you catch 8, 9, 10 of it, you don't need to risk that awesome profit that you've locked in for the final little bit, okay? So very happy with that situation, how everything played out. I did post this on Telegram and everywhere fucking else because I'm just too fucking good to you guys that we did have a little 8-hour sweep here. And I said, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we now bounce up into this breaker, right? And then put in potentially a lower high and go run maybe down here, right? So that was a possibility. And we've come up, right? We spent the weekend just kind of going sideways. We had that pump. When did the pump happen? On Sunday, of course. People chase into it. They get super bullish. They're not very fucking smart. And it's now pulled back here. I'm much more interested in looking at price now. Monday is done. The market has had a full weekday. We now have Monday's range that we can look at. And we have some actual useful data, in my opinion. The weekends are very rarely going to be where you get the best information from the market. I'm much more interested in letting Monday play out. Now let's try and catch the higher low of the week. So as you can see on Bitcoin here, we've taken out Monday's low. Currently, we're in the process of sweeping out Monday's low. So there's a potential here that we could be putting in, some sort of SFP on the H12, maybe below that low. You could enter this just based on the Monday low sweep. So we sweep it, you could enter, or you could wait for us to put in a structure break on the hourly. And then this becomes your entry and you target those equal highs and ultimately all-time high. So that could be the setup that you're looking for here. While I think it's possible that the low might already be in, I'm going to wait. So I did well last week, 2 trades crushed. I'm not very confident in this yet. Now, if we end up closing this hourly candle or this next 12-hour candle, which will close in the middle of the night up here, and all of a sudden we've got a daily or a 12-hour SFP, that might be more confident that I think, okay, that is the low. But because we've already traded below this SFP low, right? If this would have been the 12-hour close and then this next candle did not violate this low, I'd be a lot more confident in the long, just assuming we ran Monday's low already. Since it's not, I think there's still decent odds that we take out this low here or potentially this low here. We've got our monthly open just below us. We've got our mid-range just below us. And this, to me, is a much higher probability spot than the current one because we have this low resting right here. And we have this order block, the monthly open, the mid-range. There's a lot of confluence here for one more move down. And then if we sweep that out, much higher confidence long. I'd still be even willing to take another shot down here on a sweep of this low, but this is the first area that draws my eye immediately. I pulled up the chart, I looked at it, and I'm like, boom, right? Daily low there, daily order block, monthly open. This looks like engineered liquidity to me, and I think this might be jumping the gun. I could be wrong. Like, we could have run this low and I'm wrong and we're going to go up from here. Where will confirmation of that be? If we end up doing this, then guess what? I'm not just going to sit here and wait for us to run this low. I'm going to probably try and take a long here and be like, okay, that's the low, right? But for now, I'm not convinced. I like the idea of a little bit lower here. So that's what I'm going to wait for on Bitcoin, okay? I like ETH too. ETH had the exact same setup that I'd drawn out for you guys, right? I said, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we come up, retest this breaker here. There's your H12 sweep. You go down to your H1. Your breaker on the H1 is this candle right here. Came bang into it, rejected off. And similar to Bitcoin, like, could this be the low already? Maybe. But looking at the 12-hour chart here, I see these lows. Like, Bitcoin's trading slightly weaker, I guess, because it's already traded through this low. So I like the idea of another move down, and you can now move this over to here, right? Same thing as Bitcoin. We have kind of these engineered lows here, in my opinion, sitting right above demand. I would much rather long this, and exact same as Bitcoin. If we were to get some sort of H1 structure here, right? And there you go. Monday's low too is still hasn't been run on ETH. But if we run this low, we don't end up coming down here, and then we put in a break back inside, then boom, there's your long. Stop below the deviation. But for now, those are my plans. I'm going to wait for a little lower on both BTC and ETH and see if I get lucky and the hot streak can continue. But I'm not gonna force anything here. I don't need to rush into a trade. I had a great week last week. We've been pretty dialed on price, and we want to trade where we want to trade. I don't want to be chasing setups and forcing things. If the market tells me it's going to go up, then I will react. Until then, I think the draw is still a little bit lower. I could be wrong. Looking at the S&P 500 here. So, I mean, I drew this out earlier and I said, hey, like, if we get back below all-time high, right? If we get back below here, I think there's pretty high odds that we trade back into here. But I'm not in the business of fading all-time high. I will short if we get back below 61.44. Until then, I'm going to assume it remains bullish. Someone commented it's going to bounce off 61.60. And I said, if it's going to bounce, it should bounce right off this demand here. And it is kind of right now. But again, this can become a breaker, right? So if we wake up tomorrow and it's now traded below here, pretty high odds that I think it's now going to lose this and wipe out some of this inefficient move where it's, multiple 12-hour green candles in a row. Not sustainable. So that's what I'm watching on ES. And of course, if ES does something like this, I think that massively increases the likelihood of Bitcoin actually trading all the way back, possibly to the range lows. So you're gonna want to keep an eye on equities, I think. We had some tariffs get announced, some sort of tariff pause. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with Trump anymore, or if it even matters at this point. But if the equities market gives us a significant pullback, right? I'm not saying that it's over, but if, a pullback from here down to here is, a 5 to 8% pullback on equities, that will coincide with a larger correction on Bitcoin. I'm pretty confident in that. And confluent with that is the dollar coming into this demand zone that we drew out last stream here, right? You've got this monthly order block here. It's traded top of the range, now way below the range. I'm not saying that this is going all the way back up here by any means, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight red monthly candles. We're due for a bounce, even if it's just like this, right? We're due for a bounce, and that could coincide with a pullback on equities, a pullback on crypto, etc. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'm sorry, no stream, but sometimes these videos are just easy to get out for me. Streaming takes a lot of fucking energy. I got to be hyped up. I got to be roasting people in the fucking chat. But I will be back on Wednesday for a live stream. As always, love you. If you want to check my shit out, Breakout Prop, #1 crypto prop firm in the game, link in the description. The Haven, if you want my trade stop entry target, my trading course, it's all there. the indicator that someone created using my system that will draw out all of your order blocks, your SFPs, your ranges. It does it all for you. It will even mark out actual trade ideas that are confluent with the system that I trade. I did not make this. It's based on my system, okay? Or if you don't want to do anything, just keep watching the videos, man. They're coming out multiple videos every single week. We're on that grind to 100K. Love you guys as always. Talk to you later.